What we will do now is we will, I guess we'll take off. So, place your hand on the throttle and grip to take hold of it. The trigger is brake, which you can see here. By pressing it, you can vary the level of braking power, which is very important. And the thumbstick here will dictate your rudder direction. Moving left or right on the thumbstick will move your rudders left or right. You can see it here when I do it like this. Left, right, left, right. Okay. So, now what we will do is we will hold the brake with our left hand. With our right hand, we will disengage the brake lock, basically the parking brake, for those of you who are more used to doing that in a car. Now, we will, before we set out, make sure that our vehicle options show that our altitude, distance, and speed units are all in the correct units for this tutorial. Feet, nautical miles, and knots, which is nautical miles per hour. And joystick mode, you can set to be center stick, like this. Or you can set it to be a side stick, like I prefer. I'm used to side stick, so I will stick with... Actually, we'll just do a center stick for ease of... no. We'll stick with side stick. It's a bit easier for some of us to learn. It's a bit more sensitive though, so keep that in mind. So, brake lock disengaged. We are ready to roll. We will now begin with the takeoff tutorial. Okay. Now that we are in a started up aircraft, we will begin the takeoff tutorial. So, oops, I set this back to nav. My mistake. So. We are now in a started up aircraft, and we should begin rolling. We're still holding onto the brake here with our finger, because if we don't, notice the ground. We begin to slowly roll forward at like 1 mile per hour, because our engines are providing some thrust even on their own, without needing to be throttled up beyond idle. So we will make sure we don't go above 20 knots as we slowly throttle up. 20 knots is safe taxiing speeds, to not bust your wheels when turning or to tip over, which would be not good. So, we make sure we use the brake occasionally, sparingly, to keep us below 20 knots, or right around there at least. We'll slow down to below 20 to turn. You can turn at 20, but it's best to do it gradually. If you need to turn sharply, it's best to do it under 10, so you can wrench it around like this. So, now that we're lining up with the runway, make sure we've got enough room. We will stop by holding the brake and start throttling down to 0. And now we will hold the brake and throttle up to maximum. And we will release now. Grip the stick to make sure that you have control over the pitch and roll controls. And at 160 knots, you need to roll up, and we're in the air.
Landing gear.
Disengage the afterburner.
Landing gear.
Need to check our gear here.
Landing gear.
Raise the landing gear and the flaps. Now that we're airborne, we shouldn't need the flaps again until we land, or until we're doing a dangerous dogfighting maneuver. But now we can enjoy the sights. For now.